What's up, guys? It's your boy TPP. I'm back with that true crime talk, baby. Let's go. Before we jump into it, though, do me a huge favor, guys. You smash that like. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe. And if you're feeling extra generous, hit that share and send it out there. All right, guys. Let's jump into this topic for this video. Video topic is James Yoblonski. This topic is about a young man out of Wisconsin who's been missing for about 2 months. Now, we'll get into more of those details, but this topic was requested by a subscriber who is also a true crime content creator, a friend, and just all around true crime fan. And her name is TCCT Dumpling. If you have not checked her channel out, check it out. But this one's for you, girl. You requested it. And I'm going to oblige. I appreciate the request and you participating in my channel in this way. I implore more of my subscribers to do it. I'm here. Use me. You need it. You need a video covered? Let me know. I'll do my best. Anyways, guys, let's jump into it. Pull up this first tab, and we'll get to reading. And there's a lot to read, guys. There's a lot to read. I ain't gonna lie. So hang on. You know how this goes. All right, guys. What we know about James Yoblonski, the Wisconsin boy who went missing near Devils Lake State Park. And before we even get to reading, I just want to say, when this first hit the news, I saw it about 2 months ago, and immediately what it reminded me of a book we all used to read in school. Younger kids might not have read it, but you older people, 40 and older, you probably read it. And this book is called My Side of the Mountain. And My Side of the Mountain was about a young man who read up and acquired all this knowledge on how to survive off the land, old school, the old way. And one summer, he decides to strike out on his own, and go try to live off the land, obviously without the parents really knowing the full gist of what he's about to go do. But he did it. You know what I mean? He did it. And it is an amazing book. It's a really cool book. If you haven't read it, read it. If you have grandkids, kids, read it to them. I promise they will love it. But what I'm hoping is that this is exactly what's happening. I'm hoping this young man is somehow out there living off the land, and in a few months he's going to step out them woods with some buckskins on, a pet falcon, and a little bit longer hair and a good tan, and he's doing great. That's what I'm hoping for. I really am. But anyways, guys, that's what with the thumbnail, the Sam Gribley, that's the main character, and that's why it's in the thumbnail. So when I saw this, I was like, man, this boy, he pulled a 2023 Sam Gribley, man. And I'm hoping and praying that that's exactly what's going on. Anyways, guys, let's get an article. That way y'all can get the full rundown of what is happening with this case. And then you can give me your opinions on what you guys think about it all yourself. All right. After 2 months, a teenage boy from South Central Wisconsin remains missing, possibly authorities say living off the grid near Devils Lake State Park. James Yoblonski, 13, of Reedsburg, was first reported missing June 12th and has not yet been found despite continued efforts from Sauk County Sheriff's Office and the FBI. Here's what we know Yoblonski and his ongoing missing persons case. Has James Yoblonski been found? No, he remains missing 2 months after the disappearance was originally reported to police. The Sauk County Sheriff's Office is posting regular updates on the case on its website. Okay, before we get started any more on this, I just want to say, for real, if you like to hike, if you like to fish, if you like to hunt, if you like to camp, if you like to just see scenery, do me a favor, don't go to places named after the devil. Especially don't go alone. It never ends up well. I'm just saying, just so you know what I mean? Just so you know, don't do it. Please just do me that one favor, guys. Do me that one solid. All right, let's go ahead and get into this part of the article. What's the status of the investigation? As of August 3rd, police searched electronic devices linked to Yoblonski and turned out web searches for various locations across Wisconsin. Investigators have not found any proof of Yoblonski visited any of the locations listed in Yoblonski's browser. FBI has joined the search for Yoblonski and recently administered polygraph tests to his relatives and others, according to the Associated Press. Yoblonski's father, William Yoblonski, has offered $10,000 reward for information that leads to finding his son. When did James Yoblonski go missing? James Yoblonski's father reported him missing June 12th from the family's home, which is about 45 miles northwest of Madison, about 3 hours before William Yoblonski reported his son missing. A sheriff deputy had found the family's van abandoned in a nearby town of Sumter. James Yoblonski had taken his father's cell phone and a ping with sheriff's deputies to search an area around Doubles Lake State Park, where they also found a makeshift campsite they believe the boy used. His devices showed searches earlier this year about how to travel out of state. Authorities have also said James Yoblonski had a special interest in being a survivalist. Bro, this young man, dude, I'm tell you what, dude. He's a throwback. That's for damn sure. He's a throwback. Man, most young kids ain't trying to do this no more. You know, they run away, run to their friend's house, but most young kids ain't trying to go run away and live off the land. Like, you know what I mean? That's pretty gangster. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty hard. It's pretty old school. Okay, where do authorities think James Yoblonski is? It's unclear. Investigators have not identified a specific possible location for Yoblonski, but there are not yet indications he's left Wisconsin. Authorities have conducted multiple searches along and near U.S. Highway 12 in Sauk County, in and around Devils Lake State Park, and at other locations identified through sources of Yoblonski's electronic devices. What's special about Devils Lake? Well, Devils Lake in Wisconsin's most popular state park, attracting millions in annual visitors, or according to the park's website, it sits on over 10,000 acres and is part of 27,000 acres of public recreational land in Sauk County. The park is home to a variety of wildlife, including rattlesnakes, coyotes, and bobcats. There have been rare sightings of bears, cougars, and wolves. However, the park's website said that the bulk of emergency calls come from those unprepared, usually people dealing with overexertion, water-related injuries, and getting lost or stranded. Okay, it's the end of the article. Okay, so what we take from the article? One, we got we got a little bit of information. Now, from that information, I don't think the father's involved, like a lot of people want to theorize. The polygraph test, the logistics of it all, it would have been hard for him to pull that setup off with the phone, the car, the campsite, the time frame, the distance. There's a lot of logistics, tricky logistics in that. And I just feel like if he would have did it, there would have been some way of figuring out, whether it be from digital footprint. There had to have been some way. Somebody would have drove him back and dropped him off the vehicle. I just don't feel like the father's involved. And I've seen interviews with him, and I'm not seeing what some other people are seeing. I really don't think he's involved. I really do think this young man pulled this off by himself. Now, that being said, there's so many possibilities of what could have happened, right? He could have showed up the start of this plan, this first little camp, set up camp, and then from there went, next step, and that was traversing to his next location, right? And this could just have been what happened, and he's on a route somewhere, right? He's headed somewhere. Now, they said they went and checked locations of the places where he had checked on his searches on the internet. Well, yeah, they checked locations and he wasn't there, but how long is it going to take somebody to travel from the original campsite to whatever location he had planned on traveling to, right? It's going to take a while. So to me, what I would do is I would be checking those locations periodically, but in between those searches of that location, I would be plotting a course from the original campsite to each one of those locations in the straightest trajectory, you know what I mean? And the straightest path possible. So that, because that makes the most sense on if he is traversing to one of these spots, he's going to be in the in-between. So that's going to be the best places to look for him is in between the first campsite and those other locations that he had been searching, and then periodically showing up to those locations and searching. It's crazy. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but I mean, that's really the only logical way to be doing this. Now, that being said, that's best case scenario is that he's literally out there just traversing the land, going to these spots that he had picked, and he's doing the damn thing. Now, worst case scenario, if the father was involved, right? Worst case scenario is that he shows up to this campsite, and the bad part of his plan kicks in. And what I mean by the bad part of his plan is the plan that he started, that he picked to start off on the area, is filled with a lot of people. Now, you would think that would be okay because there'd be more people that maybe sighted him that could help find him. But that's not the case, really, because these locations where a lot of people go, these wilderness areas, a lot of homeless, transient type people go to. And these campsites they set up aren't exactly the most pleasant. So there's a good chance he could have set up his campsite and came across some unsavory individuals who could have did something to him. And I'm not saying they were just out after to hurt him. Maybe they wanted to take his supplies. You know what I mean? Maybe there was a struggle, something happened, or maybe they just took his supplies and left him, and something bad happened to him because he didn't have the supplies. He didn't have no way to communicate, get back to any help, or something could happen in that aspect. There's so many outcomes of this, so many things that could have happened. I don't know. I was going to play a lot of the clips that I've come across, but most of the clips reiterate the same information we just read in the videos. And then I was going to play his father's interview, but to be honest with you guys, you know what? Let's play it. Let's see if I can find it. You know what I mean? Okay, I think this is it. Let's go ahead. We'll listen to this one. Fair use. We'll have to stop and I'll interject, which is easy for me to do, right? So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll listen to this one and see what they have to say, guys. Okay? Let's go ahead and jump into it.
After a 13-year-old goes missing, James Yoblonski's father is sharing his frustrations with investigators looking for his son. NBC 15's Marcus Arsvold spoke to James's dad today before he set out on his own search.
William Yoblonski still gets tips about his missing son, James, but not as many as he'd like. Still, he continues searching the bluffs for his son on days like today and this weekend.
I just want him home.
7 weeks after going missing, 13-year-old James Yoblonski's story is being picked up by national news outlets.
People care, and that's what I wanted. Story pretty much died until I put the reward up, and now it's back in the news.
James' father, William Yoblonski.
Yeah, guys, look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. You hear that emotion? You got to hear that emotion. You could tell he's a stoic man. You could tell he's a stoic man, but you could hear that wailing, that emotion building up. You can hear it, man. You could feel it when he's speaking. I don't believe this man has anything to do with his kid's disappearance. I just don't.
Yoblonski also sees social media comments pointing the finger at him.
Did police ever say you were a suspect?
No.
So do you think you're a suspect?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Yoblonski feels this way because he's heard that the Sauk County Sheriff's Office is contacting distant and estranged family members from his past.
Well, I mean, okay, check it out. Law enforcement has to do that. That's just part of the proper investigation. They have to do that. Now, he has to understand that. But where I do feel for him is, damn well if he's been on the internet, he's seeing what the public opinion is, with some people. And that's just got to be heartbreaking. It's like your little boy's gone. And then not only is your little boy gone, you have the world saying that you did it. I mean, that's just, I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine, honestly.
Bothers me. You're looking in the wrong spot. Find my son. You're wasting time. Start looking where you should be, not at these spots here.
Yoblonski says he's frustrated investigators are spending time and resources looking into his background.
No, it's hurtful for one. I love my kids and I'll do anything for them. I wouldn't do something like this by hurting my son. No way. I'm strict with my kids, and my boys will tell you the same thing. I'm very strict, but I want them to succeed and do better than I did.
He says he's complied with every request from police.
I've been open and honest with the officers. I've turned over all my memory cards for my cameras at my house, at my business, everything.
Do you know where your son is?
No. If I did, he'd be home right now.
So he's turned over all his digital, passed 2 polygraphs, and I'm not sensing deception. Now, obviously, I'm human, so I could be wrong, but I don't know, you guys. What do you think? I mean, how do you feel about that one?
That's why I put out the reward, because the tips had stopped pretty much, and I just want him home. I will do whatever it takes to get my son home safe.
Yoblonski hopes that $10,000 reward convinces anyone who might know any information to come forward and call 911 or the Sauk County Sheriff's Office at 608-355-3508. You can see that number on your screen right now. For now, in Baraboo, Marcus Arsvold, NBC 15 News.
Marcus, thank you. Powerful interview there. We did reach out to the Sauk County Sheriff's Office. They're leading the search for James. They have never indicated his disappearance is suspicious, but they say they are investigating all leads.
Bill Yoblonski says,
Okay, guys. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. That's all I could dig up. It seems to be all the information out there right now. Granted, I could be wrong. There could be more information. If there is, if anybody watching this video has more information on this case that I did not cover in this video, let me know down in the comments. Shoot me an email. Get a hold of me. I would love to update it. I would love to know more information on it. I honestly would. I don't know. With what we know so far, though, from what I just showed you in this video, like I said, I don't think the father did it. I feel like this young man, he plotted out a good plan, and he executed it. Now the real question is he out there living out the plan, or did something happen to him along the way? I hope and pray that he's out there pulling the Sam Gribley lifestyle off. And like I said, a few months, maybe he steps out the wilderness before it starts to snow. You know what I mean? He got some buckskins on, a pet falcon. You know what I mean? He's whistling, happy. That's what I'm praying for. I pray that nothing happened to him. He didn't come across unsavory characters or, an animal or something of the sort. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this case. I'm interested in. And also, if you read the book, My Side of the Mountain, let me know. Let me know in the comments, in the chat, in the replay, wherever you're watching this from. Let me know if you read that book. I want to know what you guys thought about it. But that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I hope you guys are having an amazing night. I know I am. Love making content for you all. Yeah. That being said, you guys know what's up. It's your boy, the Piscine Predator, a.k.a. TPP, baby. Much love you all. I'm out. Peace.